Hi guys, let's go and react to the 6888, the most Netflix movie of all time by the Critical Drinker. I haven't seen it yet though.
Selma, my wife and I have been talking about the problems we are having with the mail.
This cannot be real.
The mail.
Postal Battalion?
It's not real. Nobody would make a show about this.
This is our mission!
Yo, but the thing is that apparently the story is true. It's based on real life events.
And we will not fail!
Oh my god, it is real.
Oh my God!
Allow me to pose you a question, dear viewer. When you think of the heroes of the Second World War, what do you imagine in your mind? Could it be the first wave of British and American soldiers who went ashore into a storm
D-Day.
of fire and metal on the beaches of Normandy? Maybe the Soviet conscripts, starving and badly equipped, who
The
charged
atomic
to almost
bombs.
certain death across the frozen, blasted hellscape of Stalingrad's? Perhaps the Marines slogging through the steaming jungles and islands of the Pacific against a fanatically determined enemy.
And
Well,
such a
if your
crazy
answer fell
war.
into any of those categories, then clearly...
You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up.
Because as everyone knows, the truly heroic battle of the Second World War was sorting a backlog of undelivered mail.
That's the story? Letters, mail, posts? Okay, but like if you keep in mind, like that was also really important. Getting the message and connecting people, that was like, especially for families trying to figure out where their loved ones are. Like you made so many people happy or some of them really sad. And probably some of these information were helpful also in the outcome of the war. So I don't think it's like a bad, but I don't think it's like a war movie. What?
I can't, man. Like, what are we even doing here?
We should make a movie about how the women were making shoes for soldiers and like make it about that.
That right there is the subject of Netflix's
What?
compelling new show, The 6888, based on the real-life exploits...
Yeah,
Wait,
real
is
life.
exploits really the word I'm looking for here? The real-life administrative task that was carried out by the American 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion during World War II. And no, I'm not making this up. And I know this totally isn't how unit designations work, but I really love the idea that there's almost 7,000 postal battalions in the US Army. We don't get much fighting done in this here army, but goddamn, our letters arrive on time every time. The gist of the show, and I'm going to do my best to make this sound as dramatic as possible here,
Okay,
is
let's
that by
hear it out.
1944 there was a massive backlog of mail to and from the hundreds of thousands of men fighting on the front lines in Europe. Naturally, this was bad for morale because soldiers like to get news from their families back home,
Yeah.
so the army assigned the 6888 Battalion to tackle the problem. And they did, by working quickly and efficiently to sort and deliver letters. I mean, that's it really.
Really?
So why exactly were Netflix keen to make a multi-million-dollar TV show about it?
A show.
The white women's army.
Oh, it's opera. Guys, a series, multiple episodes about that. Like, I am sure they added their own drama into it. There's no way. Okay?
Nicole, well, is there another?
Well, I
Oh, I
think
love
you
him.
know why. Isn't it
Breaking
funny when
Bad.
studios are fully aware that their output's grown so ridiculous that it's literally become a meme, and instead of course correcting to prove their detractors wrong, they just say, "Fuck it, we're going all in, boys." Like, I can
Oh, I would
totally
like to
get
talk
behind the
about this.
idea of telling lesser known stories or promoting the unsung heroes of World War II, especially ones from more diverse backgrounds that you don't tend to hear much about, and there's
True.
a plethora of stuff to choose from if you care to look for it.
True.
Like Virginia Hall, a distinguished OSS field agent who worked in occupied Europe, created an entire spy network by herself, helped to arm French commandos, and was the only female civilian to receive the Distinguished Service Cross.
Wow.
Or the Tuskegee
Never heard
Airmen,
of her.
an all-black fighter unit who flew bomber escort missions over Europe
I heard
and were
about-
credited with destroying or damaging over 400 enemy aircraft. Or Ludmila Pavlichenko, a Russian sniper known as Lady Death by her enemies,
Oh,
who
yeah,
was
I
the most
heard about
successful
her.
female sniper of the war with over 300 confirmed kills. Or Vernon Baker, an African-American soldier who personally took out 3 German
Oh my God, I want to literally watch every single movie, every single story that you just mentioned, every single person.
machine gun nests, a command post and a dugout after his platoon was pinned down by superior German forces and was eventually awarded the Medal of Honor. Or the Night Witches, an all-female bomber regiment who took to the air in rickety old biplanes that were so overloaded the pilots couldn't even carry parachutes.
There you go. This is it, you guys. Like, this would be the story. If you want, like, a female perspective, if you want to celebrate feminism, women, and have maybe also a bit of this woke agenda with your Netflix shows, this should have been the choice. This is perfect.
Who flew in pitch darkness and attacked German positions all along the Eastern Front. I could go on for hours listing people and groups who fought and often died for their countries in World War II and deserve a lot more recognition than they got, whose stories would lend themselves pretty easily to a movie or TV show, and you're telling me that this is the best you could come up with? Fucking postal workers? I mean, no disrespect whatsoever to the real life women who actually did this work. I'm sure it was long and tedious and demanding by today's standards, but describing their story as heroic is a bit of a stretch, don't you think?
What do you mean
It's
heroic?
not like they were fighting on the front lines and risking life and limb to deliver vital communications that would turn the tide of battle or anything. They were sorting mail in an admin building in England, and they didn't even get there until February 1945 when the war was practically over. Sorry ladies, but paper cuts and cold coffee isn't quite the same level of danger as storming an enemy bunker or facing down a German Tiger tank. Tell me, what else have you got in store for us, Netflix? The inspirational story of Bob from accounts and his attempts to file his backlog of TPS reports before the end of the tax year? Brenda's heroic last-minute push to have that PowerPoint presentation ready in time for the big corporate seminar? Larry refusing to let a shortage of printer ink stop him from displaying warnings about leaving unwashed dishes in the break room? Fuck you, Larry, I do what I want. Like I said, I'm all for recognising the lesser-known contributions made during the war, but I don't think this is the way to go about it. Trying to frame every single person who performed even the most basic admin tasks in the safest environment possible as a hero isn't just a disingenuous attempt to pretend that chosen demographic group number 2 contributed just as much as everyone else, but it's pretty fucking disrespectful to the actual heroes who fought and died for their countries. Those two things are not the same, so stop trying to pretend that they are. And honestly, it's tough to think of a better example of modern Hollywood entitlement and hubris, not to mention the complete lack of hardship and adversity faced by writers today, that this is what they consider a heroic and inspirational story. And as tempted as I am to watch it just for the unintentional lols,
Honestly,
I think I'm
gonna
have to give the 6888 a dishonorable discharge.
You didn't even watch it.
At ease,
I love that one,
soldiers, because that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
I love the description. According to the latest Netflix drama, the real battle of World War II was sorting a backlog of mail. Psych. Who cares about Stalingrad? Who cares about Normandy? What are you talking about? Try mail. Hell yeah, that was heroic.